Oy vey. I need to move my stuff around. Because I can't see my mic inputs. There we go. Okay. Now I need to clean up a little bit because I have crap everywhere. What's up, everybody? We're just gonna clean up a little bit first here. I don't even know what size this is. And of course it wouldn't tell me. Hold on. Nothing but time of my life, and I owe it all to you. Hey, what's up, Eric? What's going on, man? I believe that's 3/16. So much crap everywhere. I just haven't been keeping up with anything lately. I just need to clean up a little bit. Haven't been keeping up with the dang thing. I don't even know what this is. Strife? Maybe? Emulation theory. We can put this out of the way for now because it's not a priority. We do have end work coming up though, and that kind of is a priority because I'm not going to be able to pay for my trip unless I sell the blaster of whom we do not speak. So that kind of takes priority. I'm about to retire these files. That file I just put up. This one too. These were just cheap ones that I believe I got from Harbor Freight. Literally just crap files. They didn't come with the handles installed, and you just like ram the handles into these little splines. And yeah, they're okay. Especially for like plastic and stuff, which is what I mostly work with. They get clogged a lot, obviously. There's not a lot I can do with that. That's going to happen with every file. But they're not as sharp. They're noticeably not as sharp when I'm going over aluminum and stuff. And I know that now because I've used proper files now in the school workshop. So it's quite obvious that these are not up to par anymore. Once I use a better tool, I have a really hard time justifying going back to something like this. So I got my own set of files that I will bring out in a second. No, you rock, Eric. I apologize for the slow responses on the stuff, but anybody who has been in my streams before knows how slow I am with these responses. Just so that you guys know when I'm technically seeing them, you'll see them on the screen right here. So I'm seeing that when it pops up on the screen. I'm just not necessarily looking up at the monitor. I think I can adjust the camera a little bit. I think we're a little bit off. It's been a while since I've done pretty much any content. That's the wrong way. I've just been super busy. I've been super stressed. I've been super depressed. I just haven't been. I don't want to say feel like making like content, but I guess there's no really other word for it. I haven't really been feeling like making content. And I believe my monitor, my drivers just crashed again, so give me 1 second. Okay, we're good. That's another thing. I have Windows 7. I refuse to upgrade to Windows 10 or whatever. Gosh, I've not done this in way too long, and now I can't remember how to adjust my damn camera. Hold on, guys. Work with me for a second here, guys. I refuse to upgrade to Windows 10. I don't like it. And the NVIDIA doesn't really support Windows 7 anymore, so they're just like, oh, screw you. That is not even at all, and it's driving me nuts. Somebody help. It needs to be more this way, so it needs to squish in more this way. I know I'm driving you guys nuts by fooling around with this. Please just work with me. I think that's really as good as we're going to get it, and that is not much better than I was when I started. I apologize. That might have been futile. We're going to work on the Blaster of Whom We Do Not Speak. That is the official title. When I'm speaking on camera, in person, it is called something different. You guys can imagine what it's called. This is the one where I am basing it off of absolutely nothing. It just happens to look like a video game console that we shall not speak of, and the company that owns it, the company that owns said branding, does not like their name used in any way, shape, or form, and so we are going to avoid saying it. I am going to avoid saying it so that I don't get in trouble. I'm probably exaggerating. I'm probably over exaggerating here, but I would rather not screw with it. And you know, than to be like, oh, it's fine, and then get in trouble later. So yeah, we're literally watching me clean right now. What's up, Dragon? Super Nerf from yeah. It's a Super Nerf foam blasting system, I believe, is what's going to be on there. Oh my god, I just realized that if I'm going to get this done in time, I need to order the decals. Oh my god. I just realized what kind of time crunch we are. I'm going to do that today. Because I still haven't done that. I'm going to order a positive and a negative because I'm not sure if I want to do a positive and just leave the vinyl decal on and then paint over it, or if I want to get an exact color match, do a negative, spray it with the right spray, and then peel it off, and then do it like that. I'm not sure, so I'm probably going to order both and see on the fly what I want to do. What do you guys think? Do you think I should do a positive stencil, or excuse me, do you think I should do a negative stencil or a positive vinyl decal? I'm working on a huge basis that you guys know what I'm talking about. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, I do apologize. I haven't been super focused lately. I do apologize if you don't know what we're talking about. It's not a big deal. It's just a blaster work in progress. It's not a big deal. I need to clear all this stuff so I can vacuum is what I need to do. Stop saving the stupid screws. We have hundreds of them. Short barrel materials, but pieces that I need to save nonetheless. Wait, can you show the shell again? Yeah, it's just a hyper strife. Not a big deal. This one's going to be up for auction at End War, and there was a lot of people asking that they wish they could have bid on it, but they weren't there. I don't know how truthful that is. Oftentimes people will say, shut up and take my money, but then when it's actually in the market, they're like, oh, okay, I don't actually have money for that. But I do want to open the auction to the public on the same day of FoamCon, the people that aren't there. What I'm probably going to do is set up an auction thing on an unofficial auction thing on my Facebook page. So if you're not following that, there's a link in the description below. But I'm probably going to do an auction on there, kind of unofficially. I can't imagine anyone in the community would, you know, be like, I bid this much, and then not put their money where their mouth is. But even if it does, I'll just go down the chain of command until I find someone that was actually serious. So it's not that big of a deal. But if I do get someone that's like $2 billion, then obviously I'm going to call them out on that. The only reason why I took such a huge auction amount for Oculus Dawn is because I've actually done business with him before, and I've done commission for him before. So I knew for a fact that he was good for the money. But if it's just some random person that I don't know, yeah, I'm gonna be hard pressed to believe something like that. We're getting there. We're cleaning up a little bit. Now I gotta vacuum a little bit. So if you have your microphone up super loud, you might want to turn it down just for a second so that I can turn on this vacuum. And ready? I'm not. Okay, here we go. Dremel bit. Vacuum off my bandsaw a little bit. It really has been a while since I've cleaned anything. Whoops! I don't know what that just sucked up. It's gone now. Alright, that's a little better. Not 100% perfect off camera, but it is good enough for our purposes. Look at that. Look at that. Look how off the camera is. That is unreal. Okay, so this side is too far this way. Oh, that wasn't too hard. Okay. Huh, that wasn't too hard. That's a little better, right? A little more in frame. Right there. It's about center. Okay, that's good. What did I miss? So I'm going to unload as many darts as I had in the drain. So it's fun. Oh, my mom wanted to know who the hell bought Oculus Dawn for price it went. I'm not going to reveal exactly his like name or anything because I don't think it's relevant. It's no YouTuber or anybody in the know as far as I know. He's the same person who got the white and black Straven with the red clear parts, which by the way came out freaking excellent. It was a matte clear coat as well. I did 2K on top. I did 2K and then a matte clear coat on top of it. It came out really well. I'm normally not big into red blasters. That's not normally my thing. That blaster came out pretty freaking awesome. I'm not gonna lie. Oculus Dawn went for 1,200. I think he mistyped that. Kind of backwards. Glass Construct went for significantly more than that, though. I just got an XBZ. It's too much fun for its own good. Those really are good. They're great design as well. Question was more of who is young enough to be invested in Nerf, but well, they're not young. They're you know, grown-ups with jobs, obviously. But they're anything but young. I need to see which one of these is bad. One of these is not good. Pretty sure this one's not good. No? No, they're both good. I'll just keep going on both of them until one of them gives up on me. Okay, what's going on? What's happening? What are we doing? Let's get my new files. I'm probably not going to use them because they're larger files. I still like and I still have my smaller files in this case. I still like these smaller files in here. These files are still great. They're still awesome. They're still perfect. But get in here. These are the new files that I got. These are great. So simple as somebody not made an aftermarket one. Non-clean metal one. Well, that's the main problem is most people interested in making things for Nerf are, it's okay, 3D printing's okay. 3D printing is all we need. We don't need to invest in anything else. So, you know, they spend thousands of dollars on farms and stuff, which is fine. But, you know, people are okay with that. That's great. I'm not really okay with that, but it also limits you to, because XBCs are pressure tanks, pressure vessels, you can't really make them out of 3D printed material. So there actually aren't that many people who have actually invested and purchased machined items for Nerf. Phil has done it from OFP. He made the cage recently. He's coming out with more stuff in the near future. DRS recently, the Heston family. I guess technically Explorer blasters, jet blasters. I'll consider that machining because it's injection molded. That's still a machining technique, technically. I don't really count bigger companies like Worker and Artifact if they're still around. I don't really count them because they're like whole entities into themselves. But there aren't actually that many people that have made like actually machined things, you know what I mean? I guess technically Ben Chappie from Hooligans, even though it was kind of a collaboration, I'm pretty sure Ben Chappie was the main brains behind that. I no confirmation, just from speaking. Ben seems to know what he's talking about, so I'm assuming he was the brains behind that. Could you obviously the design itself was OFP, not to be confused. Could you not make one out of maybe polycarbonate? I mean, technically you could make one out of all of that stuff, but it would be like an individual design, and then you'd have to fabricate those yourself, and not everybody has the machinery to do that kind of stuff. It'd be more likely out of metal. Polycarbonate isn't really great for machining. Is Artifact still around? I'm not sure. Hi, Ryan, by the way. Hey, hi. What's up? I mean, hi. That's funny. Gavin said what? Some guys may. Speaking of. Are you jealous? This is the only one in America currently, because they were only supposed to go out to the local Brisbane area, but some people backed off at the last minute, and he was nice enough to sell one of these to me. So you're talking about Liam Davis over at Spectreworks, is it? Spectreworks? I'm so used to calling him Liam Davis, I don't remember what his affiliation is. I don't know what PSI I'm running up right now. It's 60 psi. I can crank this up a little bit if I can find the thing. Hold on. I've been keeping this Allen wrench to adjust the psi in the same bag as I keep the same box I keep my lipos in. It's very convenient. Which way is what? Alright, we are running at just about 100 psi now. So 100 psi XBZ tank. That is some serious business, let me tell you. Is that I'm trying to I need to find something that fits in here. Just loose fit. Oh my god, there's recoil of that. I haven't cranked it up to 100 psi yet, so. Look at that. Oh my gosh. They're almost empty, but they still have a little bit of something at the bottom. From all the way back here, that's got to be 10 inches. That's absolutely nuts. Let's do it right up close. It's probably 3 or 4 inches. That's almost tipping that over. That's freaking awesome. What are your plans for it? I'm not 100% sure yet. I'm not planning on doing anything like super fast with this, and maybe he'll distribute them to the US before I can get a chance to use this. But the point is, this is just fun to play with. I'm happy to have one of the first production runs. I'm not mad, so I'm happy to support Liam in his endeavors to make these a reality. So I just really want one. Look at it, it's metal. It's holding 100 psi right now. That's freaking awesome. I need to blast something else. That's crazy. I need to stop. It's making my ears ring. It's just the confines of the closet. Doesn't really fit. Okay, so this is not a this will just fall out of the barrel here. Oh, whoops, sorry, just totally bonked you in the face. I don't know what this is. Okay, so this is 17/32, so tight dart fit. The last like this much is 9/16. This is going to annihilate the dart, and there's not a good seal on this. But I'll fire it just for the lulz. It's going to hit me in the face. Oh my god, that was loud. I have no idea where the dart went. Oh my god, that was loud. That was not the smartest thing I've ever done. Oh, I have caliber and barrel material right here. Oh, here's the dart. I have no idea where the head went. It obviously annihilated that. Let's get a worker dart. Sorry, I'm just kind of screwing around. You guys mind if I just screw around for a little bit? Okay, so worker dart. This is a 12-inch barrel, caliber and barrel material. Woo! Spicy. That's definitely going to be awesome. I need to turn this pressure down because I'm going to hook it up to a normal XBZ and it's just going to freaking blow up. There we go. Alright, let's get all this garbage out of the way, shall we? Sorry, just wanted to show that off. You guys mentioned that. kind of random things going on right now. The XBZs are rated for those kind of pressures, so it's not a big deal. 60 psi is just about normal for it, I think. I've seen them go up to... Do not be tempted to do this. It is incredibly stupid, but I have seen someone cranked it up to 120. That is not a good idea, just for the record. But it doesn't immediately rupture at 120 psi, which is the main point I'm trying to make. So it's not going to blow up on you as long as you're not stressing it. Even if it does, 60 psi on ABS isn't going to be that catastrophic. It's not going to splinter like what's it called? Polyvinyl chloride. What is it? PVC would. I have done that also, Trico. I loaded up, I fed a barrel onto it, just like a 12-inch barrel or something, and I loaded a half length. And I wasn't paying attention. I pumped it up, and I was getting ready to go in the backyard, but then I realized, oh, the door's locked. So I went to go put it down on the back of the couch, and I put it down on the button. It fired off, and it left a dent in the wall in the living room. My bad. But, I have done that before. Okay, so what are we doing now? We're going to need to do a little bit of dremeling, just to get the rough cleanup here, and then we'll come back in with some hand sanding. You guys know that how much I like that hand sanding. And we will come back and clean all this up. I need to attach some things. I'm not sure if I'm going to get around to that today. I might do it outside. Again, I'm starting to... I know it's fun. I don't even know if I have enough. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. I don't have enough. I know you guys like watching me do the methyl-methacrylate, but it is so much better when I do it outside. It just wisps away fast, and then like 10 minutes later, I can take it inside the house because there's no more. There's no more smell to it. No more permeating smell. So I might have to do that outside. I believe I have both the 180 cover and the flared magazine well ready to go. I just need to attach them. I do not have the stuff I thought I did, so I'll have to go to Lowe's sometime soon, probably either today or tomorrow, and pick up some more so I can get that done. But let's focus on one thing at a time. I want to shave down this. Maybe clean up some of the inside of here later. I need to clean up all this though, so one step at a time. There's going to be a lot of Dremel work here today. My mask is downstairs, and I'm going to have to get that in just 1 second so I'm not breathing in the fumes of death. How's it going? How's everybody doing? All new people joining in. There needs to be a freaking Alpha Trooper flared magwell. I kind of want to, but to be perfectly honest, I've kind of lost the motivation to, just because I am going to be using katanas for that. I do want to design my own katana flared magwell, because I don't really like the 3D printed one. Maybe cast one, not sure. Hey Phoenix, what's up? Well, the putty work doesn't matter. It's gonna sand it down anyway. It's like, oh, it's less work if you smooth it down with water and all that other stuff. I guess it does come out smoother when you do that. But I use a Dremel to hog out the material anyway, so it doesn't save that much time. I know, that's why I'm making fun of it. Okay, let me get my mask. I'll be right back. Entertain yourselves. I'm supposed to be getting a package today. Oh my god, if that's you, Phoenix, stop. It is. Oh my god. I'll read those later. I was supposed to be getting a package today. Not related to Nerf. But, I'm pretty sure it's not going to make it. It was supposed to come today, but the guy was a little bit late on shipping it out. And it says that it arrived at the sorting facility today at like 10. So, yeah, I doubt it's coming today. Alpha Trooper might not use short darts. Haven't decided yet. If you invest in the workers, if you're willing to invest in the worker darts, it really is worth using them. They're just so much more accurate. But it's up to you. Also, where if you're going to be using it, whether your place allows half lengths during super stock games, just this has to be ready for NWAR. Because if I don't sell this at NWAR for at least $600, then I'm not going to be able to cover my expenses. So 100% of these proceeds are going to NWAR. So if you would like to help donate to NWAR, the NWAR fund, go ahead and buy this blaster for a lot of money. Because obviously I'm kidding, but the proceeds are going to NWAR. I'm not going to be able to afford much of anything if I don't sell this. So hopefully it sells. I need a new one of these because that is duller than I almost said a bad word. It's dull, is what I'm trying to get at. That's garbage. I believe my sanding bits are right there. Sanding drums, whatever. The Dremel brand sanding drums are stupid expensive. That little box of a few, I think there's like 5 in there. 6, there's 6. The little box of 6 I think is like $5. It's something really stupid. It's really expensive. Unfortunately, they are the best ones by a very large margin. I've read a lot of reviews trying to find cheaper ones, like packs of 50 of these things for $10. Everything I'm reading says do not get them because they do not last any amount of time. So I'm trusting that. I don't usually, if it's disposable, I try not to get name brand just because they tend to be more expensive for no reason. But I'm pretty sure the Dremel brand drums are worth it, so I'm just going to stick with them. They do last quite a long time. I usually get the 60 grit. I think they have 60 and 120. I usually get the 60 grit. I'm just kidding, RZ. Neo. Sure. The blaster's looking good, by the way. Yeah. Okay, mask is on now, so I might sound a little weird. Would you say? I would say do it as a swap between yellow types. Usually breaches are unless it's like a sleeper breach or something, usually they're purpose meant for either short lengths or full lengths. I mean, if it's full lengths, obviously you can take both. But usually if it's like a pusher breach or something, it's specifically for them. Okay, so we are going to start this Dremel up. So if you guys have your stuff turned up, you might want to turn it down just a little bit so I'm not grinding on your nerves. Ha ha ha. Alright, here we go. That is far too low. Forgot I adjusted it the other day. When you're trying to make something flat and you're working with a round drum at an angle, it's kind of hard. And it's pretty much impossible to do perfectly, so just get it as close as you're comfortable with and then do the rest with hand files. Take out the bulk with the drum and then come back with files. The inner side here can afford to be down a little bit more because you're not going to see it from the outside, so I also think I need a little bit of room for the trigger, the switch. Alright, now we'll work on the outside a little bit. Yeah, I've already ordered mine. I told you, I'm gonna stop this for a second just to talk about that. I told everyone I knew that as soon as I ordered the regular katana mags, they would announce clear ones. I told everyone that. But the problem is, it's a paradox, because if I didn't order them, they would never come out with them. It's literally a paradox, and I knew this for a fact. To the point where I ordered them, and 3 days later, I didn't even get them in. 3 days after I made the order, they announced that they were like, "Hey, would you guys like to see some clear katana mags?" I was like, of course they freaking said that. Of course they said it. So, I'm not mad. I actually already lined up someone to buy them from me. So I have someone buying my normal katana mags so that I can get the clear ones. A little bit of a corner in here that I'll have to get with files. It's no big deal. It's an easy corner to get to. If you're not sure about your angle on something with a Dremel, don't be afraid to come in with hand files or hand sanding to fix it later. The Dremel is really fast, but the problem is the Dremel is really fast. So any mistakes that you'll make, they're going to become big mistakes faster than with hand sanding. You slip on a hand file, you have a scratch. You slip on a Dremel, you have a gouge. But this would take an exuberant amount of time to do correctly any other way, so it's worth the risk. I'm not going to fully file down here because I want to put the shell halves together and then finish up so they're both even. I'm having trouble getting some flats in here. I might get my extender because it's a little more flat. Yeah, I'm going to do that. You'll see what I'm talking about in a second. There's dust everywhere. The epoxy sculpt comes off in such fine powder. So we have this thing. It's just an extender, but normally I don't need this just because it's like, oh, it's lighter and easier to... Not really. I mean, I guess it's a little more agile, but I'm not really that big into it. The thing I want it for is the fact that look how much thinner it is this way. It's almost as thin as this sanding drum in and of itself. So that means I can become more flat this ways and have a flatter surface area to work with on the sanding drum. With this big Dremel here, I have to come at more of an angle like this, so that I'm kind of digging in a corner, and so I'm just kind of scanning the corner over a surface to try to make it flat. With this, I can actually work with a flat surface. Flatter surface. I just dropped something. Oh, it was the cover thing, the end nozzle. I should get that before I forget it. I'm gonna forget it's down there and then wonder where it went. I'd say prioritize whatever you're looking forward to the most. Hold on, I need to get this thing wherever it fell. I got it. Okay. And then this is a little flexible rod with a square end that I can't get to. There we go. Little flexible rod, square end, and that fits into this chuck right here. That's what gives it the power. Then that just secures onto here. And I hang this up right next to the camera. Work with me. And now I have this guy ready to go. Almost ready to go. Okay, now I can get a lot flatter in there. Okay, here we go. Back to the Dremel. That's much easier. Again, I'm not going to dig in too far right here because I want to put the shell halves together. Gonna need a lot of hand filing in here. It's just too small. Okay, let's move on to the other side. Sandpaper, you can do this with sandpaper, but the main issue is fogging off all of this material the way you want it to, because oftentimes it'll just kind of look like smoothed over putty instead of looking like one with the shell. So it is possible, but it's a lot harder to do correctly. Because there is a difference between smoothing putty and making the putty one with the shell. When I put on putty like this, I know that 95% of it is coming back off. Oh, my thing crashed again. We good? Yeah, we're good. Hold on, got something in my eye. I should be wearing goggles, but I'm not. Man, there's dust all over the screen. Let me see what I did here on Ethereal Fortress. I can't actually remember. Okay. Oh, my door's open. Hold on. Okay. I did make a clean cut right there. I didn't know if I tried to blend it in. Talking about right in this region. I didn't know if I cut this clean across or if I tried to blend it in. I did cut it clean across, so I'm gonna do the same thing here. One thing about using this is there's a little bit of springiness to it. Like I'm talking about this way. There's a little bit of give to it. So if this is spinning up here, spinning all the way, this whole wire is not perfectly solidly rigid. So it's going to have a little bit of twist in it. So if I push down too hard, I can feel it kind of twisting a little bit more. So I do have to be careful of that. It's not a big deal, but you can feel it. Alright, back to it. Okay. Yeah, there's definitely no getting around some of the hand filing in here, unfortunately. Oh my god. Dusty. Let's clean some of this just a little bit. It's probably futile, but that's alright. There we go. And that just kind of takes out the bulk of the material here. Very rough, have plenty of stuff to work with. You can always keep removing. You can't put, well, you can put back on in this case, but it's way more of a pain in the neck, and you're probably not going to. So if you're ever in doubt, take off less. You can always take it off later. You can always pick up the Dremel again, go back over after you start hand sanding if you think you missed a spot or something. But just don't go too far. Let's see. When you're dealing with something soft like epoxy sculpt, just make sure you take long strokes with the file and clean it often, because after only a few strokes it's already pretty clogged up. Just a little wire brush. Just like that, it's clean again. I feel like I could get in there with a cutting wheel or something. I might just have to hand sand that. That sucks. Yeah. Sometimes there's just no way around it. Also come in with an X-Acto knife. And if you can't get it with an X-Acto knife, there ain't nothing small enough that'll help you. Just kind of shaving off a little bit at a time. You don't want to take off. You don't want to try to take off huge chunks with an X-Acto knife. Just kind of shave it down a little bit at a time. I'm using my purposefully dulled one for this, by the way. I guess you can use a sharp one, but I imagine it would dull it real fast. What I mean by purposely dull is I actually have quite a few of these. I think I have like 3 X-Acto blades, X-Acto knives, and I actually took a file and sanded it down, the blade so that it would be really dull. I just kind of use this as like a pick that I can change out if it breaks. Just for maybe if there's any new people watching. I'm pretty sure everybody else knows this, but never know who's watching. Let's go over everything a little bit with the light sanding and see what we got. That needs to come down right there. I feel like that bump needs to come down. It's a little better. It was just a little proud. Oh, I forgot to forgot to Dremel the inside. Bit of a tongue twister. I knew I was forgetting something. There we go, quick buzz. And it's done. Oh, I could have sworn my phone rang. Oh, it did. Hold on one sec, guys. Sorry, still trying to figure out our hotel situation with Anwar. I have like backups upon backups, so I'm not 100% worried, but everybody can't figure out what they want to do with my local group, so. Oh, see you, Gavin. No matter how much you try with the Dremel, you'll never get these spots as flat as you could with a file. Oops. Simple for me, can't go at all. That's sad. The finer the file, the better the finish, but the faster it clogs up. I apologize for my lack of entertainment. Sometimes you just want to get it done now. It's not always sunshine and rainbows. Well, I gotta get it done, so. That was definitely my phone. I'll have to check that in 1 second. So it's been a while. Anybody have any updates on their builds they want to share? Anything anyone's been up to? Any vacations? Anything interesting? Any interesting stories? If you were to switch Ethereal Fortress out for End War, what blaster would you use? I mean, I have a Strife that's kind of like an experimental thing. It doesn't even have a polycarbonate cover to it. It's just the frame of the 180 cover, flared magazine well. I don't even know if I have it. Hold on. This is the one I run all my experiments in. So, probably this one. Nothing too exciting. Let's see if these fit at all. Well, it doesn't not fit, so that's good. Need to get rid of that. I'm not practicing safe right here. I'm cutting towards my hand, but do as I say, not as I do. There we go. No, that's a different one. That just happens to look like it. That one's actually mine. The other one was Ray's. Removing the rubber. That's gonna be fun. There we go. Sure enough, that's what was holding it. back, and now everything fits. Sort of. Oh, I see. See, a lot of time it's just looking to see what's holding something back from fitting. Because if you're just taking off random chunks of something from somewhere you're not sure, you might take off a little bit too much of the wrong thing, you know? You have to level this whole thing down. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. There we go, that should fit a little better. Ah, that's much better. That's what it was. Okay, now that I have these together, you can kind of see that it's not really lining up the best right here. That whole ledge right there, and back here as well, not lining up. It's kind of in part design, so now that these are together, we can come back and grind them to the same shape. Oh, they popped off? That's good. I figured those would be a lot harder to get off. several spots here that need hand filing. Let me use the crappy file so I don't clog my good ones. Ow. Skated that right across my finger. There's a bit of a gap here. I think I took off too much. I'll have to fill that back. I mean, it's possible. Anything's possible. Yeah, I can't really get in there. This wouldn't hurt so much if I, number one, didn't have so much dust in it, and number two, if it was a cleaner cut. The problem with files is they always rip your skin, they don't clean cut. I mean, you won't know until you try, right? Isn't that always the issue, Trico? These little corners here are killer. It's easy to get lazy here. It's easy to just glance over it and say it'll be fine, but it does require more work to get the same results as a flat spot. There we go. Now all this in here corner, nice and smooth. Camera's not focusing, that's alright. Nice and smooth in there. Now all these flat spots will be a breeze. I'm going to take a little bit of a file here. One high spot. There we go. No LEDs in this one. I just don't, I like LEDs, but I just don't think it'll fit the theme of this one. It's not out of laziness, or trying to like make this a cheaper blaster or anything. I just genuinely don't think it would go with the build very well. And it's not always about LEDs, you know, because you can't really see LEDs in the daytime during the light, which is when you're going to use this most of the time outside during the daylight. So it's nice to be able to show off your blaster in its full glory without the LEDs. Something I've kind of learned over the years. So if you see a high spot like that, especially if it's like methyl-acrylate where it's a little bit harder to sand, you see a high spot, it's tempting to just keep going over with sandpaper, but unfortunately you're not, like if you're looking at a side profile, this is flat, you have a little of a bulge from like your methyl-acrylate. If you sand it, you're just kind of making it more contoured, you're not really actually leveling it back out again. Which is good to take the edge of a file and just kind of scrape at it until it's gone, and then go back over it with the sanding to get it smooth again. But it's hard to actually change a shape with sandpaper other than just kind of smoothing everything out. One of the reasons why I like files so much. That's familiar. It's a nice familiar feel. Nice claw grip. Not for everyone, but I like it. Cool. Extend the drum of that a little bit more. Just a little more. Does this bring back good memories? Yeah, a little. Brings back a few memories. I tend to learn pretty quickly when it comes to this kind of stuff, so I remember the first time I was doing this, didn't really know what I was doing. kind of taking my time, going, you know, through each step very, very carefully. I'm still being careful, but just the sense of I know what I'm doing right now is a much better feeling. And like little things like the thing right here where it's like I couldn't remember which way I contoured this. I don't have to stop and think about all the consequences. I can just look over and be like, oh, I've done this before, so look at Ethereal Fortress. I'm sure I did it that way for a reason, so. Kind of a cheat sheet, a little bit of a blueprint. Think you use the Raven parts in a different build? It's up to you. Whatever floats your boat, good sir. Is that a hole there? Nope, just my imagination. So I've still got a few places, like I haven't done any of the inside of here yet. And I still need to do all over here, but I haven't done inside here at all. But pretty happy with that so far. Still can do some work inside of here and stuff. For the most part, I'm pretty happy with that. Especially for, we've been streaming for an hour and 39 minutes, and I think for the first like 30 minutes or so we were kind of screwing around, probably more than that. So, not bad, not bad. Let's sweep up some of this. I just don't want to vacuum the majority of this because it's not great for your filters. I'll vacuum up all the rest of it, but if I can get away with it, I want to not vacuum up as much as I can. I get in contact with you about some black parts for a Raven build I've been working on. Okay. Stream ending? Not 100% sure. Let me vacuum up some of this so I can take off my mask. I don't feel comfortable taking off my mask with all this dust around. Hold on. If I can untangle this, here we go. Didn't mean to do that. There we go. Not perfect, but it's a little better. Better than it was a few minutes ago. That's for sure. You know, I haven't put out much content lately. I apologize for that. Such is life. Still haven't decided if I want to put a aluminum plate on the back of here to retain the voltmeter. I think it might look a little bit weird with anything besides an aluminum plate on the back here, because I'm trying to picture it with a plastic plate, and it just looks weird in my brain. I'm not sure if that's just me. So yeah, I haven't made up my mind on a lot of the aspects of this build yet, but we will deal with it when we cross that bridge. Shan't we? Still need to get rid of these logos. That one too, big one. I'm sure we will deal with that in the future, but I think we are going to wind down here. I'm just getting a little bit tired, so a little tired of working on this. Can you recommend the katana system? I can. The magazines aren't the best quality in the world. I would prefer if they were a little bit more of a softer plastic, more like ABS. If they are using ABS, it's not a very high quality ABS. It's a very brittle ABS. I haven't broken them, but I can tell just by feeling it. I've been around enough plastic. I actually, you'd think that would come from Nerf, but it actually comes mostly from Lego. I've from the time I was 2.5 years old to 17 years old, I asked for absolutely nothing but Legos for Christmas and my birthday. So I have quite a bit of experience with Legos. That's the only toy I ever had growing up that I consistently had. Maybe a couple other toys here and there, but Legos were the one thing I had. And the quality of plastic on Legos is kind of unmatched to everything else. And I'm still not 100% sure how they do it, but like the plastic on Nerf blasters is comparable, and then you have the Mega Blocks of everything like Busby, where they're still technically ABS, but you can tell it's a different quality ABS. You can tell that it's something different. It's kind of like comparing those two things. I wouldn't say it's quite on the same level as Busby, but it's much closer to Busby than it is to Nerf, if that makes any sense in terms of quality. But overall, the system is good. The magazines are super small, and it's a lot of fun to use. I'm trying to think of more to say, but I mean, yeah, it's worth the investment in my eyes. I just wish that some other company would come out with them, so Jet Blasters isn't like lording it over everybody, which I don't think they're trying to do, but it seems like they don't have a very great work ethic. It's kind of like, we'll do whatever we want whenever we want. Well, lately they've been getting a little bit better, like they're actually informing customers when they're going to start shipping things out, but it's like that, I can't really applaud that when you should have been doing that in the first place, is the whole thing. So you know what I mean? I don't know. One man's opinion. I also on their Facebook page it says they won't ship out until like June or July. What? It's sometime like June or July. And like that's fine, but when I didn't see it on their Facebook page, I got informed by every other media immediately because it was all over the place. So when I ordered them, I went straight to the website. It didn't say anything about any sort of pre-ordering. It didn't say anything like that. It was just like, oh, here, buy these now. And so I was like, cool. I didn't realize they could ship these out this fast. Yeah, they can't. I then found out on their Facebook page that it wouldn't ship out for a while, and I contacted them about it, and I was like, hey, so what's going on with this? It says on your Facebook page, but it doesn't say on the place I ordered, because I saw it on my email confirmation. And I was like, do you have anything to comment on this? And I never heard back from them. I was like, so I guess you don't have a comment? And I still didn't hear anything back from them. So, it's kind of stuff like that that I'm talking about, but go with whatever you will. Hey, what's up, man? I'm probably winding down the stream here. Unfortunately, you came at the back half of this live stream. We've been going for an hour and 48 minutes now. So we've been going a while, but we're starting to wind down. We did a little bit of sanding work on the epoxy. We got the Dremel work done for 99% of it. Still a few things we need to work on with some hand files, some X-Acto knife inside of here where it's a little bit harder to reach the contours. But we got a good portion of up here done, this general section right here, so still need to do things like get rid of the logos. Also the logo on the battery door, but and this battery door as well. Can you imagine if Worker came to NWAR? It'd be nice if we had a face to Worker. I get why they don't, because it's kind of like what I call the Bungie effect, where no matter how good you're doing, you're always going to get a bunch of people complaining to you. It's just kind of the inevitable thing that you can't please everyone. So no matter how good Worker does, they're never going to have a page where, they don't have a bunch of people complaining. So I understand why they don't. It would just be nice to have a face to them. Because they seem like this far off, distant company that doesn't have anything to do with Nerf. They just make Nerf products and, whatever. That's their prerogative, I guess. So I think we're gonna end up winding down here. If you guys have any last questions or comments or anything you want me to say, go ahead and start leaving those comments now, and I will see if I can get to those. But I think we're gonna start winding down here. It's coming out good so far. Coming out good. Hawk, I think for the stream I have blast as always. Hey, blast. Have a swell evening. Hope school continues to go well. Thank you, Trico. Same to you. Appreciate it. Always appreciate having you on the stream. I have dust all over myself. It's everywhere. Probably vacuum my pants before I leave. I really need to figure out what to do with the stock flywheels and stock cages and stuff. I don't remember the last time I used a stock cage, and it's been a very, very, very long time, almost as long since I've used stock flywheels. There has to be something we can do with these. Maybe I can just sell the flywheels. I'm sure there are people that need them. Who knows? Well, you can't spell Hawkeye with that dust. Oh, wait. Slowly working on the filing for Pocket Javelin, the magazine. Well, I'm just kind of doing a very, very small amount, like 10 minutes at a time here and there, just because it's so much filing and it's such a pain in the ass the way it's located. I'm just trying to take my time with it because it's gonna drive me nuts. Don't leave, you're my entertainment. I am nothing. That's not true, Neo. You're plenty. I'm sure there's other forms of entertainment. Okay, well, my dad needs me for something, so I think we will wrap it up here. Thank you guys wow, that's a lot of dust. Thank you guys very much for watching. I always appreciate having you guys in my streams, especially because I haven't put out any content lately. We probably averaged around 9 people, 10 or 9, 8, somewhere around there. So that's plenty for me. I appreciate every bit of it because you guys are here for me when I haven't put out any content in a very, very long time. Looks hotter than a Ethereal Fortress Pocket Javelin. Yeah, it's looking mighty nice. Have you played D2 expansion? I have. I'm playing that right now. I actually just got Sleeper Simulant. So it's they did a little bit better with this one. Destiny's kind of dead. I haven't played it since the first expansion. Like, I haven't played it in a really long time, and then I finished the campaign on the first expansion. As soon as I finished the campaign on that, I stopped completely because there was no grind. There was nothing to do, and the grind wasn't fun. So yeah, and then this one, I'm actually doing some things in it. So at least they're going the right direction with D2 now. So hopefully they continue. We'll see how it goes. But anywho, thank you guys very much for watching, and end stream.